Hello, and welcome to this episode of Let's Skip to the Good Part, the podcast that helps you to discover solutions to be time wise, get to your goals, and enjoy and finding how you can catapult your joy and focus. Today, yeah, you can follow all the links below, but today our focus is full potential. How can you find purpose, passion, and possibilities? And I have a guest with me, Sully. She is an entrepreneur, educator, designer, and philanthropist. And she has devoted her life to bettering the lives of children and persons with disabilities. So, welcome, Sully.
Thank you. Thank you, Christine, for having me. It's so wonderful. It's always great to share. Yes.
It's good to be in we have met each other in various book clubs, thinking about how can we improve lives for ourselves and for others. So I haven't seen you for a long time, and I love your insights. And I was thinking, let's share some insights with the audience. So when you think about purpose, passion, and possibilities, what do you think about when you hear those words?
First, I love the words, and the word that always gets to me is passion, to live life with passion. And that's a word that I believe it's not used, maybe it's used this past few years more so than in the past. And I recall growing up in the early years, that word was not heard. It's like passion was something like that you kept in the bedroom, but not out in the world where you can live a life of passion in all types of spaces. And to live with purpose and passion and possibility, the three P's, that's fabulous. And I just love to be able to create my life and encourage others to find their own passion in their own lives and pursue that. I think that's so critical, especially now when we live lives with so much stress, constantly running, so focused on getting to the next level or getting to the next thing and achieving, constantly being those goal achievers. And when can we take time off for ourselves and come to face in terms of like, okay, I'm passionate about me. I'm passionate what I'm producing for myself, for my family, and for my immediate circles.
Yeah, I love the way you have the words about possibilities because how many have said me, yeah, being a project manager, big company, have four small kids, people saying it can't be done. And yeah, I know four kids is not a disability, but it's people saying it can't be done. So those words, it can't be done. But instead of thinking it can't, think of how can I improve where I'm at the moment? And people can't see you. Yeah, we're on virtual, so you can only see the face down. But you are in a wheelchair?
Yes. Yes, Christine. I am a child. As a child, I acquired what's called infantile paralysis or polio. It later became known as polio, and I was paralyzed from the neck down. And some of the results, the after effects, of course, after years of therapy in my life with being in therapy, I I used ended up yes, I used a wheelchair. I used braces, all kinds of braces,
Yeah.
apparatus, equipment. But yeah, so wheelchair is my tool, and my tool that allows me to continue to function and to get around and to work in the world and pursue my passions. And one of the things that I've created recently is a journal, that the cover, because I think that it's so important to show the passion. And it says, well, from where I sit, anything and everything is possible. And it's true. I can do anything and everything and I want. Sometimes people are so surprised. I know that when I garden, people are shocked, especially if they've never met me.
Yeah.
They're shocked at how I get out of my wheelchair and get to and play with the soil and work in my garden. And it's like, this should not be shocking to anyone. Why is it shocking? I can garden, I can do things like anyone else. And I think that sometimes I recall as a child to people saying, no, 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 you can't do that. You can't do that. No, you're not supposed, you're going to get hurt. And that's like with any child, any parent
Yeah.
is afraid. But for me, it's like, no, I want to try it. Let me try it. So what if I bleed? So what if I fall? So what, it's like, you know, I'll be okay, but allow me to experience the experience of feeling or attempt to feel to what it's like what other children experience. And the same thing as an adolescent. Yes, certain things. Sometimes growing up, I was like, okay, I have to go through double or triple of the same thing that other children or other adolescents or other adults have to go through. But because trying to experience it, my experience, and then trying to experience it the way other people experience or to see or imagine what they would go through in order to feel that, okay, I can do it just like anybody else, just differently. That's all it is. Just, yes, I do things differently, just with a wheelchair. That's all it
Yeah,
is.
and we are all different in different
Yes,
aspects. And I
yes,
will ask the audience, can you hear her energy, her way of speaking? Whether it was a wheelchair or a broken arm or whatever, instead
yes,
of saying, no, no, I can't.
yes,
How can I? I just want to do something. And we all have each our limits. But
yes,
what I hear many people when I coach people, it's a lot is about mindset. I can do that, whatever it is. And then we will never get to what we really want. If we
yes,
don't, yes, follow our passion, but also try to find what is a way forward.
yes. One of the things that we have to determine or make up our minds is about being risk takers. Just instead of calling it a problem, it's not a problem, it's an opportunity for causing change or opportunity to try something different. Just like when I wanted to learn, I won a skateboard at a carnival when I was a
Yeah.
child, and everybody wanted to take it away from me. I said, but no, I want this. I may not be able to do it now, but I'm going to try. I'll figure it out. And finally, I did get on a skateboard. I just did it once. I was able to do it. And I guess I fell and I bled and all of that, but I did it. Now I can say I did get on a skateboard. I did certain things. And that's, I think, as your listening audience may hear me, yes, but she's capable, she's doing or able to, but some children or some adults are totally paralyzed from the neck down. I
Yeah.
mean, like I said, through therapy, I was able to move beyond that, but it also took mindset. Some may never do it, but today's technology, that's the key. We have so much that I didn't have when I was growing up. I didn't have the certain policies that have changed that we've worked on. We're able to live, those of us who acquire disabilities at a young age, we've been able to push for policy change or advocate for policy change so those that are coming behind us are able to now take advantage. And technology is one of those things, or the infrastructure with transportation, the infrastructure, the opportunities for employment now to work from home, the technology to work from home. They say that I may not be able to get up. Certain days are very challenging that I'm not able to get out of bed, but I can work from my bed. I can prop pillows and I can still, because like we are right now, I can just have my hair done and still look good. We all want to go look good, right? So it's like I can still function because of that technology, that palm in our hands that we have, that cell phone or that iPad, but with a blink of an eye, we can cause automation to do things for us. And that's one of the fabulous things that we have been able to work to make things happen. And I think that many people don't realize that behind the scenes with that technology, like voice automation, uh, it was because of people with disabilities. They're the first testers. They're the ones behind that did the ask. It says, how can we participate? So I recall being in some of those meetings with Apple, with transportation. It's like, okay, can we do this? Are you able to change? Or with some of the computers when we were working on voice automation, how can we do that? Yes, how severe can someone be? And as a result, that's how we are able now to take advantage of what we have on our fingertips. Many
And
people,
yeah,
just like you
AI
said,
and
Thomas
COVID.
Edison. Yeah, just like Thomas Edison. Why did he discover the telephone?
Yeah. And he
Why?
did so many tries before it
Yes,
really,
yes,
the
yes,
light bulb hit.
yes,
When people are saying, Chat GPT or whatever AI tool there is, oh, I'm afraid it will take something away. No, we can actually use it as a tool, as a help. You don't
Yes.
have to use everything that comes out of AI, but you can use it as a help, being creative. Oh, give me some ideas. Can you help me with? It's like in having an assistant. So you choose, we each choose how much we want to use it. When
Yes.
COVID hit, suddenly it became very easy to be on virtual stages.
Yes.
And that helped so many to attend conferences, events, even if they
Yes.
didn't have to travel. So a lot
Yes.
of possibilities came out of COVID. And yeah,
Yes.
we met in this world of virtual. The world has become smaller. And yeah, I still love to travel. Nothing about that. But the virtual and the AI has given us so many possibilities. You
Yes.
mentioned about the communities, people around you saying you can't. No, you shouldn't have that skateboard or whatever. So it's good for everyone to be surrounded by people who support. Okay, let's try, let's do something. Because there will always be some negative out there, and then we will never get to our goals.
Yes, definitely. And it starts with, again, ourselves. And as we put our own barriers out there, and then it's like I said, it starts what in Bob Proctor, going back to some of my training that I've done, some personal development, because of paradigms, in terms of some of the paradigms or the habits, our limiting beliefs that we have certain habits that we put in or that we learn. For example, it starts with okay, like the be careful or don't touch that with the fire because or something that is going to limit us, just certain beliefs with the culture, uh,
Yeah,
whatever that may be, that it's sort of we continue to carry that with us, and it's up to us to begin to change those habits, those beliefs, in order to take that risk and try it and move on. One that just comes to that mind, it comes to mind, I recall several years back, because of my upbringing, we were never really thought about or taught or encouraged, or me, I was not, to talk about money, for example.
yeah,
I did not want to talk to money, even mention the word money, or that I wanted a certain amount of money. So whatever career or work that I did, I hesitated asking what I wanted in terms of be paid, or what I wanted was always, it was easier to ask for someone else. I could always ask for someone else. But when it came up to me, because of the word, how how I was like how I was brought up. No, you're not supposed to want for yourself. No, that's being selfish. That's being egotistical. That's being all those words. It's like, no, but I want, if I don't have the quality of life that I want, how can I create a quality of life or help others? Because I don't know how it feels. I don't,
yeah. And it is natural to be affected by our upbringing, our parents, our surroundings, our schools, what we've heard. No, watch that. Don't do that. You should just go to school. You should go to school. You should work. You should. So when we're grown-ups, what do many people pass on to their kids? The same
whose,
things. So it's
yeah, whose life
about,
are we living? Whose life are we living?
yeah. Uh, Funny you mentioned Bob Proctor. He has many good things out there. But one of his quotes was, and I'm reading it out loud, the only limits in our life are those we impose on ourselves. Bob Proctor. That is a really, oh, it says so
Yes.
a lot.
Yes, yes, it does. And so we have to question like what limits am I placing on myself today? I think it's as long as we're conscious about the limits that we place on ourselves, then it's okay. But we gotta know it. Like for example, today, these are the goals. This is what I want to achieve for today. Then as a result, yes, you have set certain limits at that time to achieve that goal. But at the same time, when you're setting those limits, if you don't achieve that particular goal and the limit that you have set, one of the things that I always say, don't punish yourself because you can set it for tomorrow, but it's still you have something to pursue that possibility of achieving that goal. And again, if you work it on the negative, then you'll never succeed. It becomes like you don't know if you're in a prison otherwise.
Yeah, it's a negative circle
Yeah,
where you go
yes,
down and down and, oh, I
yes.
didn't do well today. But
Uh,
like going back to Thomas Edison, he did many tries. So he
yeah,
has tried some more. And perhaps he will get the result, or perhaps you and I will get some certain result, or our audience.
yes,
Many people say, I don't have time. But if
yes.
we each of us only use 1% of our day, that's 14 minutes
Mhm.
over a year, that gets up to 105 hours in a year.
Yeah.
Just
I,
15
I,
minutes each day.
yes,
That's a lot.
yes. When we think about time, I always remind people, think of Olympians. It just is that minute, that second of a second, that tiny fraction of time, you win or you lose that gold medal.
Yeah,
So, so that whether it's at 5 minutes, what can you achieve in that minute? Like now, an ad, if you're taking 20 seconds, it's too long for that ad. You're losing time and money. So now you got to be faster, 3 seconds. In 3 seconds, if you don't sell that item or you stop that scroll of people, that's time. So here you are given 24 hours and you can't do something in an hour, you can't do something in 10 minutes, then I would strongly encourage you to rethink what's your purpose and what's your possibility, what's your goal. Because those 10 minutes or the 5 minutes, like as you said, you added up and how much it did in a year. Yes, we can say, oh, it's only a word, it's only this and only that, but
yeah.
we'd never get it back. We won't get it back.
You mentioned the word purpose. I work with a lot of professionals because I've been one so many years, and many of them have really good goals. They want this, and they have a lot of them. And they sometimes say, I can't do all of them. No, that's realistic because you can't do everything. Our mind needs to focus and focus on doing something. And that is about finding purpose. If we go in the right direction, we don't have to do everything. Because another word many of my people, my professionals say is, I have to. Have
Mm.
to? Is it something you want? Yeah, yeah. I don't like to do laundry, but spice it up with some music, play with your kids while you're doing laundry. Then it makes life more fun. But do I need it? Yeah. But when we go back to purpose, what do we really want out of life? Then doing laundry is not on the top of our list. It's just something we do. So going back to what do we want and not just have
Yeah.
to.
Yes. I think it's okay to change our minds too in terms of what we want. There was a period of time in my life that was when I was single. I said, okay, my goal is to really impact communities. And I created a nonprofit organization that, yes, is still going. It's now in its 27th year. For me, my dream and was to impact communities, villages, people who are in tremendous need in
Yeah,
developing countries. And and that my mindset at that time was that no man, no person, I was single, no one would ever interfere and no one would ever come first unless my organization, before my organization.
yeah,
And but yet in the back of my mind, I would say I want family. So it took years for me to realize after being married
yeah,
to have my husband be my family and have him be number one, take priority before my nonprofit. And it was like, wow, what a realization. So I had to change that mind that, okay, my purpose of life, I wanted family. I have my family now. So they have to come first before the villages or the
yeah,
people in the villages or contributing to others. But it's like to come to the realization. So it's okay for me to give myself permission that yes, that's no longer a priority. It's now taking second place. And my husband and my dog and my cat, because that's my family. I chose and I created my family. So they're number one in terms, of course, I have to take care of me first, and then that is our household. And
and yeah, we
I
grow as
age.
we age. We
Yes.
grow by experience, by who people are surround us. And if we have some kind of episode experience, we it's good to reevaluate. Is
Yeah.
this really what I want, or have I changed? Have I grown? And
Mhm.
yes, as you say, it's not a bad thing to change your mind.
Right.
No, sometimes
Yeah.
it's better because if we fuel our inner heart, our passion,
Yes.
and really want something, that helps to get to our goals.
Mhm. Yeah, we constantly have to keep asking ourselves that question. I continue to ask, especially as we age, that certain things, yes, their circle may become smaller
Yeah,
because certain people are continuing to die or to life happens. It's part of life. Death is part of life, right?
yeah,
So we cannot deny that. But I think as a result, our circles get smaller, and we have to rethink our priorities. And you said, what is my purpose now? Yes, my husband, my family, and what impact. We talk about legacy. What
yeah,
legacy? What's why are we doing? Is our goal to be remembered, or can we make it have an impact now while we're alive?
yeah,
Because I realize that so many of my friends that who have disability, gotta face it, because people with disabilities die sooner than the general population, and quite a number of my close friends have died. Their disability just wore them out,
yeah,
and they made an impact on government. They made an impact in the world in many instances because of what they did. And when I ask who remembers them, who knows the real truth about them? Only the very few of us that are left. So is that the legacy that I want? I don't know. So right now, while I'm alive, do whatever I can to bring happiness to others and let them know who I am and have them in my heart and
and yeah.
have
You have
my be in their heart.
the key word about legacy. It's about what is the impact we want to make.
Yeah.
Myself, I really want others to enjoy life and not just working full time, doing all those small things that it's silly to
Yeah.
waste so much time on different things. And people are not always, they don't know where to change. They say
Yeah.
they are doing their best. And I can agree. On the surface, it seems that they're doing their best because they don't know better. There are reports that say this, there are reports that say that. And that is why I want to help people to transform their lives, to get into their hearts and their mind, because we need both.
Yeah. As you said, it's to make sure that we have our purpose, our passion that leads to possibilities. So what is the ultimate goal? What's the possibility that we wish to create? So starting with that purpose. The purpose is knowing what we want
Yeah,
and have that passion come from within and really enjoy it, not like was that expectation or a must no, but what is it? What and I always encourage people, think of yourself as a child. What drove you? What that where you had that laughter, where that you didn't want to go to sleep, where you didn't weren't afraid of what you look like or anything because that's just your passion and play. Can you bring that out into adulthood and just relive those moments and pursue it? Uh, I'll just share this quickly in terms of you see my Z here, the red
yeah,
Z in the black background. My passion as a child, I always wanted to be a fashion designer. But I had to do what adults wanted me to do, pursue the college, pursue the graduate school, the whole thing. Yes,
yeah,
I got my degrees in other fields. Yes, they gave me satisfaction, but I was not as happy that I knew myself that I could be. Yes, I was helping, I was being in clinics, I was doing all that stuff for the world. But so finally, when got to do what it was that I wanted to do, pursue my possibility as a fashion designer. I went back to school, pursued my passion. But one thing, I didn't have a way to get shoes. My shoes, I guess I had no way of getting shoes because of my feet and my disability,
yeah,
and shoe crafters were not available. They didn't want it because the leather, they wasted too much leather on my feet. I, as a fashion designer, learned to craft shoes and got to where I always wanted to wear red shoes. And I learned to make my red shoes. And as a designer, I got to do runway with my own crafted rat shoes on my feet. And
Oh, that is the story.
that was something that in the pursuit of my passion, and because of my passion and doing creating shoes, I did that for 13 years, that other people were in similar circumstances as I was, that they could not get pretty shoes. We could always get the orthopedic looking brick type shoes, tugboat kind of stuff. But how can it, as a woman or a man, dress beautifully to go to an event and have ugly shoes on their feet? Well, I was able to make pretty shoes for these people, for myself and for others, until my hands gave out again. So I could no longer do it.
It
You
goes
know,
back to remember the
pursuit.
old movie, The Wizard of Oz?
Oh,
She
yes.
had red shoes.
Yes.
Follow the yellow brick road. It's about
Yes.
we each have our yellow brick road. And when people
Yes.
are saying, yeah, but I have a habit, it could be a bad habit of doing this or that. I can't change from one day to another. No,
Yeah.
no. Change doesn't happen overnight, but
Yeah.
we each have to start a new routine.
Yes.
And when we
Yes.
start a new routine and kind of habit track each day,
Yes.
okay, I've done it again, done it again, done it again. After a
Yes.
while, it becomes a new habit.
Yes. And it always starts with looking at what's my passion, what's missing. The missing doesn't have to be out in the world. What is am I missing? Like for me, it was missing shoes,
Yep.
missing wanting to look pretty. I wanted to look a certain way. And in that missing for me, other people were also had their missing, and I was able to support them. So the same thing in whatever paths of life that we're pursuing, we have a missing, fill it in, and because others, you can impact others' lives in that way as well. And so that's the possibility. We constantly now, because of that technology, because of the changes, we'll have to change continuously, find new careers, find new way of earning a living, find our new passions, because some of our passions will be like from the past, but we can pursue them, change them with time. And that's what
Yeah.
I'm encouraging the listening audience to pursue your passion. Don't give up. Don't be miserable. It's awful to be miserable. It's awful to see people who are in misery. You can look at their faces every day when they go to work, 9 to 5. You get to watch them going the train. Are they happy? No, their faces are all getting old so quickly because of their facial expressions. They're miserable. So what can we do to make sure that all of us enjoy our lives, experience happiness moment to moment?
Yeah, and find surroundings. That could be at work, that could be in the virtual space. Find surroundings, other people who
Yes,
you are attracted to, be inspired by.
yes,
Because when we're around people who, yeah, that can be done, instead of saying, oh, no, I can't, I can't, I can't. Okay, how
yeah,
can it be done?
yeah,
I've been, big problems at work. Instead of saying, oh, no, no, I can't find a way. Okay, let's get together with this guy and that guy, and then we'll try to collaborate on, oh, that what was happened. Okay, find the root cause, find a
yeah.
way out. And that could actually be fun.
Yes, yes, definitely. And now, like I said, most of my like a lot of the things that I do are online. As you mentioned, COVID. Before that, I
Yeah.
definitely is trying to work to get outside. So I'm gonna find my community elsewhere. But my community now is like I have communities all over the world. Okay, so it's
But
great.
that is, there are so many possibilities. And yeah, Mama for Small Kids, this time talking to you, helping to show other people a lot can be done. And
Yes,
do is 24 hours, is it all positive? No, we each have our
yes,
problems,
yes,
hardship, but it's about reframing and say, okay, I learned a lesson or two from that. How can I use it forward?
yes,
So
yes.
we grow from so much in this world.
Yes, and
Oh,
here I am, a different time. We're both different time zones,
yeah.
different, crossing oceans, different countries, and here we are talking to one another. It's great friends. It's great sharing our knowledge, our experiences. It's fabulous.
And
We can
yeah,
live
if
great
any of you
times.
guys out there wants to ask us a question, how or what, write in the comment below. When you listen to this or watch the video, ask, and then we'll follow up. It's good
Yes.
to engage, and that's why we love to be in the communities where people can ask questions, because that makes us think, okay, how can this person, how can I help that person? So it's more fun to be helping out there and seeing the transformations. And people are different. As I work so much with time management tools, people are saying tool this, tool that. But what I add extra is seeing beyond the tool and going back to what fits that person, that personality. So it's a personal time blueprint. And people sometimes forget, yes, you just have to use this system or that system. No, no, no. But one thing we both have in common is journaling. Just to add that one, I've had sessions about how to get into flow state, how to use journaling. But you've made your own and published a journal. Tell me a little about that.
Yes. I've been designing. I've always been interested this, again, because this former designer, fashion designer, shoes and clothing now. It's like, how can I use my creativity? I've always wanted to do cards. I've been designing mugs, but journaling, I remember in college, every year I would look forward to purchasing my journal for the year. And but I like to journal in this particular way, as you've called, like in columns. And
Yeah,
I kept looking for journals that would have columns, particularly a page that's divided into two separate, one column to be able to just take regular notes, and the other
yeah.
side to just my own thoughts that I may have. But I couldn't find any. So I decided, no, again, like shoes, made my own red shoes. I gotta make my own journal. Okay. So I decided to make my own journal. And that's what I did. And then from that journal, what came up for me is like, think people who are aging and people who have manual dexterity issues or who are blind or visually impaired. The many journals, the lines are um, so opaque.
Yeah,
Okay, so it can hardly be seen, and they're so light, the resolution, that I thought this time the journals, the lines will be bold, so that and the amount of space would be wider. So if you have manual issues holding a pen or a pencil, that it's okay. You don't, if you're trying to get on the line, you have enough space. So I've created a journal like that, keeping that population in mind because I don't see it. The other things, the covers in many instances of journals doesn't have depict designs that are for showing people with disabilities. So I have a dancer in a wheelchair. So it's again using my tagline that I always use for From Where I Sit, anything and everything is possible.
yeah,
As a dancer in my colors, red and black. So I'm designing more journals with different uh, ideas in mind for people, like the golden era. That's the other, the number of pages. So I have about 6 journals out there now in both hardback and hardcover and paperback as well. Because again, that I see, the need is how I see it. Again,
yeah.
I love design. It's how I see it. Whether I sell one, 10, or 20, or thousands, whatever the amount, it's my creativity right now that I'm exploring. And
Yeah,
hopefully,
I did a masterclass with one of my friends, Susie, about how to journal. What is important? Is it good to have, questions you answer, or is it more open-ended? How was your day? What have you been grateful for? So there are different, let's call it techniques within journaling. But the important thing is get it out of your head,
yes.
somehow get it on paper and think about things. Okay. That is true. You process a lot by journaling, and that is the
Yeah.
key aspect that I enjoy from it.
And some of the journals for myself, I give different affirmations or questions, something to think about.
Yeah,
Just thinking, like, depending, I have one journal that says it starts with one, and it starts with one, there's the cover. So it's thinking like, okay, what is it that I can do? For me, it's the one.
yeah,
What is the one that I did? I have another journal with a cover says it starts with think. So the thinking process, how can I get my thinking going today for pursuit of my goals, the pursuit of my passions, pursuit of certain things in life that I make. So it's just again giving each a tip for the day of how about think. So those are the kind of journals that that serve as inspiration, serve as motivation, serve as asking the question of what's my purpose, what's my impact.
Yeah. And for you audiences out there, if you've heard so far, you can write below if you want to hear more from us. But we could do a lot of things together with journaling as well and help people. How can it be fitted into their lives? How can they benefit from it? And you have different possibilities. So below there will be contacts on how to get in contact with Zully and where to find you around. What are you doing, Zully, in the next few? So,
But now you can find me, of course, on Facebook. That my name is on the screen there, Zully JF Alvarado, at Zully JF Alvarado. The same thing with YouTube there with my channel. It's Zully JF Alvarado. And also one of the things that I'm excited about is creating a YouTube channel for book blast promos to,
oh,
again, for the journals, book blast promos on YouTube. And the journals, so definitely can find them on Amazon if you can, using my name, my complete name, Zully JF Alvarado. And no, and of course, my nonprofit organization that we can post that later on, causesforchange.org. That's my nonprofit. But always just on Facebook. If you find me on Zully JF Alvarado on Facebook, at Zully JF, can find me in all the different platforms under that name.
yeah. And there will be a link underneath. Click one and then you can go and find some more.
One
So
of the things that I want
again,
to
if
share
you have
quickly,
asked questions, write them
yeah,
below, DM us, and
yeah,
we'll follow through.
yeah,
So I will say thank you, Sully, for attending this. And
yeah. May I add one more
yeah,
thing? You asked
yeah.
about what I'm doing. You said the journal is one aspect. I'm finishing my children's books. I think I'm going to create a series about that. So that there will be also on Amazon to start using the same name. But I'm very, very excited right now. I'm working on the illustrations
Can you
before
tell a
getting it
bit
out.
more? Children's book, what's in the children's book?
Oh, giving children in this particular book is about courage.
Oh,
In terms of looking at how uh, instilling certain values in children. And this one, like I said, is encouraging. It comes from my own personal experience as a child with a disability. And yeah, I'll leave it at that for now.
oh, that was a teaser cliffhanger. I'm interested in learning more. Thanks, Holly, for being here. And you guys out there, have a great, amazing day. And remember, focus on how you can skip to the good part and enjoying the journey. See you.
Thank you. Thank you.